Hello everyone. As we talk about the fundamental pick today, I am come up with the stock Tata Motors. It operated in the various segments of automobile industry, including the passenger vehicle, commercial vehicles, and the electrical vehicles too. It designed, developed, and manufacturing a sell a wide range of vehicles catering the different customer needs of the market segment. Talking about recognizing the importance of the sustainable mobility, Tata Motors is actively involved in the development and the production of electrical vehicles too. Sorry. The company offers various electrical versions and the most popular versions including the Tata Nexon EV as the Tata Egon EVs. The Tata Motor has become the 16th most valuable automobile in the world, overtaking Kia Corporation in the market capitalization. The market cap surged more than the 2 lakh crores during a day. Tata Motors laid down aggressive plans to expand their presence in the electrical vehicle space over the next 5 years as well as the last 2 years. Tata Motors unit Jaguar Land Rovers will invest around £15 million in the EV business. If we're talking about the comment of the organizations, May 23, Tata Motors aim to increase the market share in the electrical vehicles and plan to invest 15 billion in the EV market through its divisions. JLR introducing the electrical vehicles, including the Range Rovers as well as the mid-size electrical SUVs by 2025. Let's talk about the quarter numbers because it's recently come up. So its consolidated net profit was 3,203 crores and revenue increased by 42%. It's fantastic numbers if we're talking about any mid-size or we can say the EV categories because it's a completely ecosystem of EV segments. EBITDA also stood by the 177% for this quarter. So Jaguar we're talking about if we're talking about the EV segments, then the Jaguar Land Rover will be obviously involved into it. So their own subsidies revenue up by 57% if we're talking about the Jaguar Land Rovers itself. So come to the passenger vehicle instance. If we talk about the passenger vehicle sales, then the 11% revenue growth in the EBITDA was 1%. So if we're talking about the order book of the Jaguar Land order books was 185,000 units for the Range Rover itself, and it would be the increasing of 76% in talking about the order books. If we're talking about the whole Tata Motor sales on a year-on-year basis for the last 3 years, CAGR was around 15.12%. Because if we're talking about the motors, if you're talking about any company orientations, the strong commentaries by the management is always give a very boost to the investor panel itself. So if you're talking about the strong commentary, then the companies have started the productions by the EV plant UK and the battery cell plant in Gujarat by 2026. The companies have already applied the PLI schemes for the Tiago EV and awaiting for the certificates for the government itself. And they are more focused on the quarter 2 productions and the cash flows. They are expecting that the quarter 1, apart from the quarter 1, the quarter 2 was the highest one. We are checking out for the next because there is a festival season as well as there's a line of actions out there in the quarter 2 itself. If we're talking about the semiconductor crisis issues, then the Tata Motors statement is like they are going to be resolved into that particular propositions itself. Okay, so as we already know that the Tata Motors have a very good rich company, there's a reducing their debt strongly. So if we're talking about the automobile capex for the company, then the 38,000 was the capex of automobile industries. Out of this, 8,000 crore for the domestic PVs, CVs and the EV business, and the 30,000 crores for the JLRs. Now if we're talking about the income statements and the shareholding patterns for the companies, then the promoters are already stand their own for a 46.39%. And if we're talking about the pledge positions, then it would be the flat 1.82%. FI just increasing their positions from 13.89% to 15.34%. The companies are expecting the profitability and the balance sheet for projected double-digit EBITDA margins by 2026 itself. So if we're talking about the capacity of increasing their capacities in the domestic as well as the EV segments, they are increasing their capacities production itself by 25% and 35% by the EV segment itself, because currently they are producing some around 400 to 500 units a month, and they are focused on the 8,000 to 10,000 electrical vehicles in a month. So this is all about the Tata Motor itself. If we're talking about the share patterns and the long-term propositions for the shares, then obviously we are very bullish on the automobile segments, because slowly we saw that the chip process and the international market expectations are going to be increases, and the simultaneously that the resolution of these particular problems are going to be processed slowly in the all over the complete ecosystem itself. So if you're talking about the share price, then obviously we are expecting that would be some around 30 to 35% for the next 1.5 years. So we are giving a target of some around 800 plus for the Tata Motor itself for the 1 year, 1.5 year for the time frame.